and a day. The faceless shape, invisible time, burning inside on paper thin ice.
In 1978, Philip Kaufman's Body Snatchers invaded for the second time the big screen. With many downright frightening parallels, masked, emotionless, obedient people, aka pod people, to the current worldwide events, in which since March 2020, by the deep state under the pretext of a pandemic, people were and still are subjected to a systematic brainwashing. But more about that later. And of course in the COVID 1984, the Deep State videos. The movie is based on Jack Finney's same-named novel from 1955. Who, in my opinion, borrowed many ideas and motifs from the following sources. Of course, was inspired by them. In 1951, Puppet Masters by Robert A. Heinlein appears as a series in the Galaxy science fiction magazine and as a novel. Heinlein is probably better known for his Starship Troopers.
It's always the same nightmares that I run through these nights. Always and ever, forever and a day.
The very interesting story takes place in the distant future of 2007. A short nuclear war of the superpowers results in principle only in the Cold War status again. Conveniently the same conditions as in the year the book was written, but with addition of flying cars, ray cannons, space stations and colonies on other planets, in this case Venus. The novel describes the struggle of US secret agents against snail-like creatures from outer space, who attach themselves to people's backs and control them as their masters like puppets. In 1958 came with the super cheap looking, snore-fast Brain Eaters, a movie about alien parasites who control their victims in a similar way to those in the novel. The obvious parallels led to a trial, after which Heinlein got $5,000. In 1994 there was the first and only official film version, which had hardly anything to do with the novel, except for the names and a few elements of the plot like aliens and secret agents. It doesn't even play in the future to avoid showing the technical innovations, I guess. The movie looks like super cheap made for TV crap, and Donald Sutherland was obviously cast because of his lead role in the famous 1978 Body Snatchers movie. 1951 also saw the release of The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham, probably better known for his novel The Midwich Cocos, aka Village of the Damned. The very entertaining book is about obviously man-made plants who can produce oil but also are able to walk and attack people and even kill them. When after a worldwide catastrophic event almost the entire human race goes blind, society falls back into the Middle Ages and the Triffids take over the entire planet. There have been 3 film adaptations so far. The 1962 movie has almost nothing to do with the novel and shines only by its trash factor thanks to total miscasts and silly effects. The Triffids in this version come from out of space and in the end they are defeated by salt water, obviously inspired by War of the Worlds. The TV miniseries from 1981 is still now the most faithful to the novel. The story is very interesting and the effects are okay for the time. In 2009 there was another TV movie, unfortunately similar to the first one. Essential elements of the story were unnecessarily changed or simply dropped, such as the plague or the attempt to repopulate the Earth. Instead there are god-awful action scenes like an airplane crash, which the main antagonist seriously survives with life jackets, and other absurd nonsense like the fairy tale of the man-made global warming, with which even today uneducated simpletons are fooled. In In 1953, Jack Arnold's It Came from Outer Space also was about people exchanged by aliens. And in the same year came with Invaders from Mars, also a story about emotionless humans controlled by aliens, already discussed in the Jack Arnold special and the Dan O'Bannon special. 1954, Jack Finney's The Body Snatchers appears as a 3-part serial novel in the weekly magazine Collier's Weekly, and in the following year also as a book. The extremely exciting story takes place in the distant future of 1976. In a small town, a doctor finds out that people are secretly replaced by alien duplicates, which came to Earth as seeds grown from plant-like pots. These pot people live only 5 years, are part of a de-individualized conformist social order and incapable of emotions or sexually reproduction. They are trying to gain world domination, and as soon as a pot emerges, the human victims disappear forever. Because of the strong resistance, however, the invaders give up in the end and leave the Earth. In 1956, Don Siegel's Invasion of the Body Snatchers appeared. The movie has mainly the same plot as the book, tells the story also as flashback, and is still the most faithful film adaptation of the novel. The most important difference in this version is the ending, in which the triumph of the invaders is hinted at. Also, the aliens have no limited lifespan. The deservedly by audiences and later also by critics highly regarded movie is even nowadays very entertaining and one of the most important representatives of its genre. In 1978, Philip Kaufman's same-named remake came to screens. As seen before, alien invaders replace humans with identical but insensitive duplicates. A health inspector in San Francisco tracks down the invasion and tries to stop it. The movie has many parallels to the original and the book, but also some innovations. The bodies turn into dust and are disposed with the garbage. Also new is the inhuman scream of the pot people to expose humans and the iconic pessimistic ending. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is one of the best remakes and generally alien invasion films of all times, and not only matches the original in horrific tone and effect, but exceeds it in both conception and execution. Like later in John Carpenter's The Thing, it's not literally a remake and more of a sequel, which generates highly imaginative its own implications from Finney's allegory of dehumanization. Atmospheric and excitingly staged with fantastic practical effects. The transformation of a group of people into emotionless, conformist zombies who continue to carry out their daily lives unobtrusively and blindly follow a narrative, no matter how nonsensical it may be, and are willing, similar to the followers of a sect or cult, to sacrifice friends, relatives, and even their own children on the altar of the greater good, we are experiencing right now, worldwide since March 2020 with the Corona's Witnesses sect. With these new pot people, the puppetation, aka dehumanization phase began with the ritual mask ceremony, with which the liberation was promised by vaccination, with the successful goal to break their will. Many put on the slave mask on command and thereby put down pride in spite of being vexed, or let themselves be for reasons tested and otherwise humiliated. Start after the vaccination to justify the senseless measures and even defend, similar to other traumatized abuse victims, the perpetrators. More about the Stockholm Syndrome and the perpetrator-victim reversal soon in the wave. As in the movie, there was and is also with us a creeping economic and social pressure on self-thinkers or fascism deniers, which are slowly driven by the brain-dead mass of order followers and accomplices into the narrow and forced to the vaccination, and now also for fear of reprisals hold back with their real opinion and must suppress their emotions because everyone could turn out a rat. 1993, Abel Ferrara's Body Snatchers was barely seen on the big screen. The invasion concerns this time a military base, and the story has again a narrator. In this version, the bodies also disintegrate after the pots come to life, and the inhuman warning scream is back. The movie basically only copies its predecessors and worse, and doesn't show any new aspects of the story. Robert Rodriguez, the faculty, was in 1998 as pleasant as doing in school afternoon lessons for detention. The teachers and later also the students of a high school are gradually controlled by alien parasites and show an unusually aggressive behavior. But in the movie they still talk about a peaceful, harmonic world. On the one hand, they don't want to attract attention and often behave inconspicuously and emotionless because audiences know this from other movies. But on the other hand, they still stand out thanks to unmotivated revenge actions and completely counterproductive sadistic behaviors because this makes for cool scenes, I guess. That's the kind of nonsense you get when scriptwriters don't do their homework and use sentences and scenes from other movies out of context without even beginning to understand their deeper meanings. The same is true for the filmmaking part itself, using completely unmotivated, widely spread in close-ups, jump scares, slow motion, and so on. This unimaginative crap steals shameless from real movies like Body Snatchers, Terminator, or The Thing. And even the music is ripped out of Pink Floyd's The Wall. The aliens are sometimes just parasites, but in some scenes they also are able to change their shape and even their size, just as it fits the so-called script. Also, aliens often show up after getting away with their scam, just to push start the story, which comes more than once to a complete halt. Every participant gives their worst performance of their career, with some of the most embarrassing overacting ever. With such terrible dialogue, it makes you ask yourself why they even bothered to use language at all. Obviously written by someone who never went to school himself and thinks that words, books and all this fancy stuff belongs not in a film script. The so-called critics who found positives in this half-assed stolen shitbomb are obviously themselves hosts of a brain parasite. In 2005, Albert Bjung's unbearable boring infection appeared in some countries also under the title Invasion to fraud customers. In the wannabe found footage nothing, the camera in a police car is the main film source, witnessing a kind of zombie virus outbreak. This is also true for Asylum's mockbuster Invasion of the Pod People, aka Body Snatchers 2, They Return. This thing looks like a homemade video without real actors or people involved who have anything to do with filmmaking in general. With the director, I'm not sure if he has ever even seen a movie. Oliver Hirschspiegel's The Invasion in the same year shows how to burn $80 million on the screen and achieve a similarly unentertaining result, but this time with famous actors. An alien life form discovered in the ruins of a crashed space shuttle nests itself in the brains of humans, who then show a completely changed emotionless behavior, resulting in building a new social order without war, fear, poverty, and so on. Bottom of the Barrel Scratchers 4, aka The Infusion, is a puke, boring, embarrassing, completely miscast drama suspense thriller wannabe which tries unsuccessfully to be smart, emotional and even funny at the same time, and ends in the usual completely unmotivated and illogical car chase action scene. But I'm sure at this time in the movie most of the audience are deep in sleep or on the run themselves.
Wrap your splintered clothes.